So here is the final result of all of the RF cables connected to the antenna and the base station. Now keep in mind, none of the weatherproofing was done on these connectors, so please ensure that all of your connectors are weatherproofed and sealed properly, as I described earlier. Even the GPS antenna is connected via an RF cable. And everything leads back to the base station's physical connector points, so between base station antenna ports 1 through 6, and even your GPS RF connector here on top of the base station. So everything is interconnected. The final step now would be to wire in your power to your surge protector, your negative 48 volt surge protector. So to do that, we'll need to first open the PP1. If you take a look inside of this box, you'll see 4 pins and 1 ground, one, as they call it, a shield lug. So you're going to just wire in your 2 negative 48 volt pins and your positive 48 volt pins and 1 drain. So we have our 4 conductor power cable over here, and we have our power source. So what I need to be careful about is that I wire in my the pinouts basically from the power source leading into the negative 48 volt surge protector are the same color code scheme. So however I wire this in, for example, if I'm going to wire this in with blue, red, black, orange, negative. So what I'll do is I'll go black and orange be my negative pins, and blue and red will be my positive pins. So let's wire this in. Okay, so now that my power source is wired in, I'll take the other side of that cable, and this would get ran up your tower to the point of when your base station would be installed. So, actuality, you'd want to take this from this point with everything that's interconnected right now and bring this up to your tower. This whole pipe and assembly would get lifted up and installed to your tower. After that point, you would take your power line from an installer, they would run that up the tower and connect it and feed it into your PP1. Okay, so what you want to do is just keep in mind your first 2 pins are negative, second 2 pins are positive, and you have your drain. So I'm going to wire this in exactly how I did on the power source, where black is my first negative pin. Okay, then we're going to terminate the orange. red for positive. And finally the blue lead. Sometimes it's a little tricky working in that tight space there. Okay, and you're also going to want to pull the drain wire through as well and connect it to your shield. Alright, once you have all that connected, we'll go ahead and seal that back up. And from an installer's point of view, they're pretty much wired up and ready to go.